I'd rather, if a band comes in and says we're only worth 30 people, we try and there's 30 people, they're really good, I'd feel much better than if they said we've got 150 people and there's 30 people there, and then my staff is staring at me like, my kid's got to eat tomorrow. Like, hey, this guy promised me. It's sort of like the, John.
I've known you long enough and well enough that you've also done things that just done where you just said, the city just needs to kind of have the show here. It just needs to happen.
I mean, there's some shows.
You kind of know, like, straight away. Like, you put John Cale in your room, and John Cale from the Velvet Underground, and there's like 70, 80 people there. I want to grab the city and strangle it, but he takes the effort to lose the money to realize that this is really viable and the city needs it. So sometimes club owners do that stuff.
Yeah, one of my many sad stories of attendance figures over the years was Rick Dangle. Rick Dangle was the band in 1990, and we had 23 people there. I mean, the band, one of the legendary, Rick Dangle. It's like, I remember John Cruth opened for him, and it was like a Sunday in January. It's probably like 10 below, but it was you feel bad. And then when they die, then these people, you just feel bad. But I mean, so even people that get high up have come down and play for 30 people sometimes. And, John Cale, we had less than 100. So the other thing about being on the road, if you're going to go on the road and you're in a band and you're going to even tour far, have a good time and see a lot of the country while you can. You're out there. It might be the only time you can see part of the country. If the band doesn't work out, and you get married and sell insurance the rest of your life. So if you're out there, travel during the day, visit America. I mean, I also tour managed the Violent Femmes back in 1984, and we had a lot of fun because we had a van and a station wagon. Victor probably can tell you more funny stories at the keynote, but it was. And one thing I liked about the Violent Femmes, they didn't sound check. They didn't need to wear themselves out sound checking every day. They had a crew and a good sound guy that can work it out. And the first song's the sound check anyways, right, Dan?
Yeah, that's a good thing when bands don't sound check at your club, but
and never do your best song the first song, because that's your sound check anyways. But, the point is, they didn't beat themselves to death by going, getting there at noon, traveling overnight, sound check, go back to the hotel, playing the gig. You show up at the gig, walk in 5 minutes before you play, 2 hours, boom, back to the hotel, get up the next day and drive and see the country. It was a lot of fun.
And meet as many people as you can too. Again, with the merch thing, talk to as many people as you can. Hang out. Don't isolate yourself, because I've played in cities where the guy who came up and bought a T-shirt, years later was the guy booking the show. So you just never know who's going to shift and go where and what they're going to be able to do for you. And just make those connections while you're out there.
Yeah, one of those. There's only been a few artists in the club level that don't meet the people. I think that's so stupid. We had Rich Robinson of the Black Crowes. Wow, he was doing a club tour. I said, well, it's not the Black Crowes. He's Rich, and he walked right off stage, right to the bus, and all his fans were like, I thought, man, what's he doing a club tour to if you can't meet 100 people? Right. Leave the Star Trip at home. Right. But also, when you tour, also. Make sure everyone, if the venue asks something, we do it. If they say you're too loud, right then turn it down. Just sort of they ask what to do, and if they give you a beer and you want more, just you're there to make an impression. Don't go play a gig 200 miles away and for $5 leave a bad impression. If they tell you to cut the set short 10 minutes or play 10 minutes longer, or sing Happy Birthday to the drunk in the first row. Whatever it is, you just want to make a good impression when you leave. So.